you the most important thing, man, is education. It's like
Absolutely.
most of the artists get into this game in hip hop, get into this industry fresh off the streets. Don't know nothing about the music industry, and they know that. They know
Hmm.
niggas desperate, niggas want to get on, we want to get out the streets, and they know we will do anything on that first contract. That's how they sucker a lot of us in. And once they do that,
Absolutely.
you're done. Once they do that, you're done.
I can't really say all of the accolades because he got so many. Two-time Grammy Award winning. Like that alone right there is a statement piece in the industry. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Just the accomplishment in that alone. Over 30 million records sold. That's unheard of for a lot of people. Not to mention your debut album came out and we're talking a million like platinum straight out the gate.
yeah,
You know, with all of the accomplishments that you had, man, it's a lot of people that know you for the Crazy Bone that was, in the middle of the stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
with the mentality that you got now, that's what I'm really focused on. Because we already know you the big dog. You've done so much stuff in your career. Right
yeah,
now, I think a lot of people need to get in touch with what's going on with Crazy Bone today. So go ahead
yeah.
and let the people know, man, what you've been working on.
Man, I've been working on like several different things. Just to let all our fans know, I'm actually here in Hawaii right now, meeting, with with all my Bone brothers, and we plotting and planning, man, for the future. Got some real big surprises coming. You know what I'm saying? We decided to come out here and like spend some time on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And just focus. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing we doing for the new year. And man, I've been working this podcast, man. My podcast, Truth Talks. This
Absolutely.
really,
We're gonna talk about it.
yes, this really been catching some traction. That's one of the things I want to focusing on. And also my Spread the Love Foundation. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the process of building the Bone Thugs and Harmony Academy, Ohio Hip Hop Museum, and all these things for the city of Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? It's moving along very, very well. So yeah, I've been very, very busy, man, and just this and also working on music as well. So it's nonstop.
Absolutely. You got a new project coming out soon, correct?
Yes, indeed. I got one out now. Crazy Melodies is out, and I'm getting ready to drop the volume two to that very soon. Yes, indeed.
Awesome, awesome, man. So I definitely want to dig in a little bit about what you had going on in your past, and I don't want to overlook anything because I know a lot of people got a lot of questions for you, man. And you've been doing this for so many years. You experienced in the game. I'm quite sure that at this point in your career, there's probably no question you really haven't been asked before yet. So we're gonna get you to the point where let's talk a little bit of wisdom. With all of the experience that you gained over the years. When you first came into the game, not even first, I just want to say your debut album, Thug Mentality back in 1999. If
Hmm.
you had a message for that Crazy Bone back then, with the wisdom and the knowledge that you have today, what would you tell that person?
Man, I would be like, man, slow down. I tell the whole group like, y'all need to slow down. You know what I'm saying? Because like, and focus on business in the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's that. Because like when you first come in, you young, you wild. You know what I'm saying? You into being that celebrity that you just became, and your focus is really not on business. Your focus is just on really being a celebrity, making music, and just shining. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? That's definitely one thing I would tell myself for sure.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. I mean, at the age y'all came in so young, man, I think it was just a lot going on very fast. It just hit y'all at one time. Honestly, there's really no way to prepare for that kind of success
No,
at that speed.
no, man, it really ain't. And if you think about it, it was, our like us getting on the whole situation was crazy. Us meeting Easy E, and then when we finally met him, it's like we was only with Easy for a few months, like not less than a year
Right.
before before he passed away. So it was like it's always been a roller coaster in our lives, from trying to make it to making it, just being in the business always. So
So when you first got into everything, man, what were your goals? Like, you know, everybody where they come from, they all got this idea, this dream that they want to do. What was that dream for you?
I mean, we basically had like everything mapped out. We knew once we got on, we was gonna go back and get everybody that we was affiliated with, which was the Mothug family at the time. You know what I'm saying? We went back and we did that. We established a record label in Cleveland, and you know what I'm saying. It was like, we put a few albums out and they blew up. You know what I'm saying? So it was like we did all that just watching and imitating what we saw Easy do, not
Right.
having him there. You know what I'm saying? So that's all we could do was watch and see. But like I said, we didn't have the business savvy that we needed to have back then.
Gotcha. And is it true that, you know, when you first started out in Cleveland, there wasn't a lot of support, a lot of doubt. And then when you made it, you guys had to circle back around and let everybody know what was up. Is that true?
I mean, in the city, I mean, it really wasn't no, like where we was from. It really wasn't no naysayers. Like there was like, oh, them niggas ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Because we was cool with everybody in the hood, and everybody was cheering us on. You know what I'm saying? Like we told the hood, we like, yeah, when we leave here, we coming back with Easy E and a video crew, and that's exactly what we did. We didn't know
Wow.
we was going to do it, but it happened, like for real. And we
Absolutely.
was just talking.
Man, that had to been crazy. I was just talking and then it actually happened, you know.
Yeah,
At
definitely.
that point, you know, what did that change for you as far as like your vision for the future when that moment in time took place?
Man, it was just like, I mean, basically right there. I mean, we wasn't even really thinking about our future. We was living in the moment. You know what I'm saying? We was like enjoying the newfound success, and just like everybody, you like, this is never gonna end. We just living the life, and it's wonderful. You know what I'm saying? It was just that euphoric feeling, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it was. Like we was just in that moment.
Absolutely. Now on this show we like to talk about the journey to success, overcoming obstacles. What were some of the challenges you faced in your early days of your career, and how did you stay focused on the music when there was like so much going on in the hip hop culture at that time? I mean, I'm talking like during the Biggie and Tupac beef, and y'all managed to stay neutral. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did y'all stay focused on the music during that East Coast West Coast drama?
Man, I think like the foundation we laid down, and the connection we made with our fans weren't only with our fans, it was also with our peers as well. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? Because like when we came out, we came out from left field, something totally different the world hadn't heard. So everybody was a fan of Bone. Like in the industry, we didn't really have no beefs except for the little beef we had with Twist or Do or Die or whatnot, and that fizzled out
right.
real quick. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't really have no beefs with nobody, because the way we move, we loved everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
we showed we show love to everybody, and we wasn't going to take any sides because we had nothing to do with that. We grown men. I have friends today. You know what I'm saying? Once we used to be friends. We all used to be friends, and they're not friends anymore. But I'm still cool with both of them. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Just because they beefing, that has nothing to do with me. So that's how we played the situation here. Like, y'all beefing, but we got love for both of y'all, and they respected that. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
yes, indeed.
Now, there's definitely a lot of beef going on in the culture of music just nowadays with hip hop. You know, just there's a lot of drama going on. You know, the average rapper actually don't even live very long in this game. So, what kind of words of advice would you give to somebody that's in that industry that's dealing with that kind of beef or that violence?
Man, like a lot of I just don't understand why everybody that gets into the rap industry, like, think they have to. present the hardcore image when a lot of them it's really not. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that stigma. In order to, you know what I'm saying, like in order to be a rapper, you got to have this chip on your shoulder. You got to roll with a million goons. You got to live that dangerous life. That's bullshit. Because if
Right.
you think about it, the whole reason we struggled and strived and scratched and scraped to get out the hood is because we was tired of that shit. So how we gonna leave some run from somewhere we was trying to run from only to bring that bullshit over into the next life that we trying to build for ourselves?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it gets even worse then because you're famous now. You ain't that dude only a few people know. The world knows you and you don't know who trying to lick you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we gotta learn once we come from the streets, and it's hard for a lot of us, coming from the street because we had to learn too. But we gotta learn to once we get this blessing, excuse my language, but it's fuck them streets. Them streets ain't done nothing for us but took our blood and took our lives. They ain't we don't need to be loyal to the streets.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. I mean, a lot of the times people get sucked into the industry as far as all of the influence that's going on. And on the Truth Talks podcast, you actually speak about that a lot. In one of the episodes called Spirit of the World, can you elaborate a little bit about what that actually is and what kind of impact does that have on the culture?
Man, the spirit of the world is basically what everybody is following. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like if you notice, like people like are people as a whole are followers. They look for some. They always look for something to follow. Like you know what I'm saying. So it's like that's why the messages that's put out there is so important because you put the wrong message out there, you got an idiot out here putting the wrong message and he's gaining followers. That could mean catastrophe. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Absolutely.
like you know what I'm saying. The spirit of the world is it's a certain behavior that everybody gravitates towards. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's not God's spirit. It's totally opposite of God's spirit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's the spirit of the world. Everything that God says do, the world says don't do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's like who you gonna follow? Man has shown us there many bloops and blunders, and they still can't get it right. God has been blemish free, so I know who I'm following.
Absolutely. God is the very meaning of perfection. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
if we need to follow anybody, it's definitely that guy, And when I'm looking at the music industry nowadays, man, it's trending. This imagery, that's what they like to call it, imagery. You know,
Mhm.
um, all of this stuff is trending, and with the spirit of the world the way it is, what's your take on the so-called imagery in the music business?
Man,
Now,
yeah, man, it's real foul because it's like the brothers, they've always we got to admit it. I don't care if you the hardest MC, even the best of them. They done got us up. They done pimped us all. I don't care what artist you is, how tough you around here talking, nigga. You done been pimped in this industry. We've
right,
been first. They you know what I'm saying they love the gangster music and you know what I'm saying it's like they just want to see us gangsters, thugs, and pimps. Now we getting into the more feminine aspect of the game where they want to see niggas in skirts and you know what I'm saying blouses and stuff like that. And like, what's that song? We're not gonna take it. You know what I'm
right,
saying? We ain't rap from that cloth, man. And I'm not trying to offend nobody, but if like I say, if God says it's wrong, that's who I'm rolling with. I don't care what these human beings say. If God
amen,
says it's wrong, that's what it is, and that's what we have to follow. You know what I'm saying? And all this imagery, you look at the female rappers. When the last time you saw a female rapper with some clothes on, man? It's like we teaching our young men how to disrespect women, and we teaching our young women how to be disrespected. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm
right,
saying? Because like they gotta understand, like, you know what I'm saying? There's a place and a time for that kind of attire, but that's not how all women dress. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? That's that. And then women complain about being harassed when they dress like that. But it's like you have to understand when you dress like that, you may think there's nothing wrong with it, but in this world that we live in this corrupt, perverted world we live in, you're not attracting men. You're attracting predators and perverts. That's what you
Absolutely.
attract. That's what you're attracting. So you can't be mad when when you out here wearing the stuff and these predators and perverts is putting up on you, disrespecting you. For
Right.
real. That's like if I'm walking down the street in the hood with my Ben Davis khakis on and my Pendleton and my beanie, what the police gonna think I am? A gangbanger. And they're gonna
Absolutely.
always harass me. Real talk.
It's almost scary to be honest with you, man, only because the next generation coming up, I look at the way the world works, it's like in 10-year increments. So like what they initiate today is actually for the generation coming, 10 years down the line. That next group of people that's being born. And when they see the world, they're going to be seeing things for the first time. And the
Mm,
rules that they change today will impact their tomorrow.
yeah,
So when they grow up in the world where they don't have the same morals and values that previous generations have had, and the values that they're born with is that you can pretty much do whatever you want to do, you can be whatever you want to be, and there's no standards. Is there a
mm.
problem with that
Yes, it
mentality?
is. Yes, it is. Yes, the problem with Americans, man, with our country is we've been brainwashed that these people can give us a freedom they don't even attain themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like and it's like, man, everything. I mean, we talk about this all the time on our show, man. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing, I'm gonna go like going back to this. What is the AI rapper? The
Oh
AI.
yeah, yeah. I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
I just did like an interview, like TMZ pull up on me. I did an interview, and they was asking me about this, and like it's just funny to me that Capitol Records and they decided to drop this character after he was using the N word, and they say he was using all the hip hop stereotypes of black people, and it wasn't cool. And I'm
Right.
like, oh yeah, how many real rappers you got signed to your label that you doing this to? You ain't dropped them.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They keeping the cycle going,
That means
but
it's
like
intentional.
it's intentional. They knew what they was doing. So why? You know what I'm saying? They got real humans over there. They doing it too. But they gonna drop
Right.
that and think, oh yeah, we came below our cover, so let's drop him before it gets too deep.
Right.
That's all it be, man. Like real talk.
That's so true, man. When I see stuff like that, it's kind of like a reminder of the world we living in, the condition of the world. I feel like I don't care if it's AI or just cartoons in general. I feel like that's personally directed at the youth. I feel like that's
Exactly.
really for the kids coming up to look up
Exactly.
to.
That's exactly who it's for. They know
That's
what
like a
they do.
direct attack.
Yeah, they know what they doing. Like and that's who they know who to go to it to. They take it to the young generation. For real.
Now, this young generation we're talking about, when they want to become a music artist nowadays in the industry with all the experience you got being a part of it, what advice would you give to that person that's trying to get in the industry but not let the industry change who they are?
Man, you know, keep it 100 with you. They got this industry so locked down. If you trying to be a star, you have no other option but to go through the machine, the muscle, the monster. If you
Right,
bold enough to go through it, you think you got tough skin, and you'll come out on the other side unscathed and unscarred. You won't, but you may live. You may
right,
survive. You know what I'm saying? And the most important thing, man, is education. It's like
absolutely,
most of the artists get into this game in hip hop, get into this industry fresh off the streets, don't know nothing about the music industry, and they know that. They know
Hmm.
niggas desperate, niggas want to get on, we want to get out the streets, and they know we will do anything on their first contract. That's how they sucker a lot of us in. And once they do that,
Absolutely.
you're done. Once they do that, you're done.
And
You
is
know,
it
so
true that rappers are worth more dead than alive?
that's that's how they're trying to make it. Rapper just murdered, or
Right.
rapper went to rapper arrested for murder. So it stacks all this negativity up on the genre and makes it look like it's just going to shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's all playing.
Absolutely.
It's all playing.
I agree with that 100%. Now, on an interview I read about you with Vice, there was a mention of you speaking about like Ouija board. Now, for a person that is not familiar with what that is, you know, with your experience with the Ouija board, why do you choose to stay away from it? Like, what is your reason for staying away from that? And what would you tell to somebody that's curious about it?
The number one reason I choose to stay away from it is because our creator God says to stay away from these things. They're dangerous,
Right.
and what people don't know is these things really work because the devil is behind these things.
What is legacy to you, man? I mean, you're literally like a living legend right now. So, what does legacy mean to you? In the from the point of view of someone that's actually a living legend.
Man, I don't really like, you know what I'm saying? Lately, I don't even like to use the word legend to label myself or legacy or nothing like that because, really what we what we do here as humans is really, really, really not that important. But I will say I would love to just be remembered as somebody that helped a lot of people, man, just like through music, through like wherever form of charity I did, and just, the positive mark that I myself and the group has left on the world, and the many people that told us that we saved their lives. You know what I'm saying? That's more than any accolade you could ever receive, for sure. So that's what it's all about.
Are you currently living in a fixer upper and you're looking for the right company that you can trust with over 35 years of experience and you're located in Columbus, Ohio? Well, listen up. I got the perfect guys for you. Fraley's Custom Painting LLC. Make sure you check them out. If you need some new tiles, you just want to revamp the look in your home. This is the people to go with. I'm trying to tell you they're honest, they love and the people that they work with, their customers, they treat them right. Make sure you go check them out on Instagram. I mean, just look at this work that they do. The work literally shows their proof in their work ethic. I can see it all over when I'm looking at these videos. I'm looking at the work that they do. The start and the finish is unbelievable. Like, where are you right now? Go tap in with Fraley's Custom Painting LLC if you're in the Columbus, Ohio area. They are the official sponsors of this episode of King Legend Talk.
Be a king and a legend, boy. That's a big one, huh?
It ain't enough to just be a king.
And you got the lion in the background, boy. You's a dangerous guy, man.
You are put through the fire. The only thing that kept me going was I knew it was going to happen. I believed it was going to happen.
So I used to print out that list and I would put my name at the top. I would white out the person on the top and I'd put my name. And I would print out that list and I'd keep it in my pocket for the next 4 months until one day the email that I got had my name at the top.